think I can almost say good evening now, as good afternoon for everyone else. Well, I'm going to address what you're all thinking. Stood here, white man, tubby, balding, beard. It's about time people like that got more representation in comedy, right? Now, based on my appearance, I often hear people talk about comedians and film stars getting less funny as they lose weight. You ever heard that? Yeah. Good news. This next 5 minutes is probably my entire fucking comedy career. And I'm also currently weighing the heaviest I've ever weighed. So either way, you're seeing me at my peak. Now, again, looking at me, some of you may be surprised to find out that I am actually an international athlete. Not darts, Dave. I have represented Wales in the sport of men's roller derby. It's fine. So, that means I am currently one of the top 20 players of men's roller derby in Wales. There are only 12 of us, but don't let that take away from my accomplishments, okay guys? And you will notice also I said it was men's roller derby. But the best thing about that is the fact that for once in life, the women came first. Yeah. So, that will explain my stage name. Mr. Stabby is clearly not my birth name. Nobody's that weird. But when you start playing roller derby, most people will adopt what we call a derby name. And it's a moniker that you go by when you're playing the sport. And mine is Mr. Stabby, because for a short while in my life, I stabbed people for a living. But a lot of the times, they're more of a pun, okay? So I have skated alongside some absolute doozies. I have skated alongside a Ben Twilly, that's a grower, a Slagatha Christie, yeah, and also a Queen Laquifa. But the thing with it is that mine really stuck to the point that when he was 6, my 6-year-old son would kind of, would refer to me as Stabby, which makes for some awkward pickups at school. You got a little 6-year-old shouting, "Mummy and Stabby, Mummy and Stabby." Like, you get some weird looks. Now, I should probably clarify when I say I stabbed people for a living. I used to be a tattooist. See, now you're all a little bit less worried. So, I used to be a tattooist, but I've also had a very, very varied kind of career choices in my life. And so I've been, at one end, a tattooist, but I've also worked in early years education. I used to be a nursery nurse, which you could say now means I'm a professional in people's lifelong mistakes and tattoos. Now, obviously I'm stood here now looking like some kind of slutty dad at a barbecue. But I used to be a goth, okay? I used to have long hair, I used to have bad makeup, but somehow I was always in a relationship. And my friends would always be like, "How do you do it? Like, look at the state of you. And then you've always got a girlfriend." But as we all know, once you go black, I'm not proud of it, right? 8 weeks is all we had to write these. So, now during the lockdowns, especially it was actually during lockdown 2, or lockdown 2 electric boogaloo, I did a bit of soul searching, and I realised that actually the phrase straight didn't really classify for me anymore. And so I realised that I'm now what I refer to as queer, which means I will date anybody on the gender spectrum, except for cis men, because I've still got some fucking standards. Listening to a lot of people, you get people going, "Oh, back in my day, women were women and men were men." Fuck off. I have also lived through the 80s, alright? Boy George, Grace Jones, Annie fucking Lennox. Bullshit. Now, I'm going to leave you with the last little bit, and that is that I used to be a tattooist, and I should have always known that I was going to end up in an artistic background. in sort of a creative background. Because when I was very young and in school, my teachers were always commenting on my art. They would say to my mum, "Justin, you're so artistic. It's really, really artistic." And then, a few weeks later, I'd overhear and it'd be like, "Oh, he's really showing some traits of artism." And then finally, it was when they announced that I made it and I was on the artistic spectrum that I got really excited. Anyway, I've been Stabby, you've been great. Thank you.